Rachel and Gabby had their first one-on-one dates, and we have all the details. Hey guys, and welcome back to another shared news. Episode 2 of The Bachelorette's just dropped, but before we get into it, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on any future videos. Now, episode 2 started with a debrief from the two women, then we had kind of a group date back at the house, which involved a Speedo pageant before getting to know the guys better, and then Rachel and Gabby had their first one-on-one dates of the season. Now, Rachel went first and her date card said, quote, "Love is in the air," and it was addressed to Jordan V. Now, you might remember Jordan from night 1. He is the drag racer. He showed Rachel his car. They bonded over both being kind of adrenaline junkies and working in racing and being a pilot. So it was no surprise to me that after seeing their chemistry that she would have an adventurous date in mind. So Rachel picked him up and actually drove them in a convertible to a zero-gravity plane. Now, this automatically reminded me of Nick Viall's season when he and Vanessa also did a zero-gravity date. It looked extremely fun. They kissed. They seemed to be having a great time. And then they transitioned into the dinner portion. Now, Rachel looked absolutely stunning in a glittery red dress and ponytail, and Jordan decided to open up over his parents getting divorced when he was younger, putting him in an awkward spot of being the communicator between his parents and also caring for his younger siblings. Now, at this point, I thought the date was going pretty well. I sensed their chemistry and connection continuing from night 1. But Rachel did not feel the same. She asked Jordan to excuse her from the table, where she then discussed the date and the lack of feeling toward Jordan with a producer. She said, quote, "There's something missing, and the more I'm feeling it, the more I'm pushing it down." After discussing things with her producer, she returns to the table and said, quote, "There is just something that's missing for me tonight. I don't want to bring you into next week knowing that I don't know I can truly get there with you." She then asked Jordan if she was able to walk him out, which he agreed to. She walked him out to the car. He handled it really well, if I do say so myself, but I could tell that Rachel was still very upset. You could overhear Rachel saying in a voiceover that she felt guilty because this is her first one-on-one date, and if the first one-on-one date wasn't working, then she was failing as the Bachelorette. She said, quote, "I want to be the best Bachelorette for these guys, and I just don't want them to feel like I'm failing them either." Now, I think America agrees with me when I say that she is definitely not failing as a Bachelorette, but this definitely pulled on my heartstrings, especially because there was a musical performance that was supposed to be part of her date with Jordan. Ashley Cook and Brett Young sang "Never Till Now" in a live performance, and you just watched as Rachel watched the performance by herself. So definitely a very kind of sad and heartbreaking moment for Rachel to start her season with, but I have every hope that her future one-on-ones will be much more successful. She will find connections with the guys. It just wasn't Jordan V. But speaking of great connections, Gabby also had a one-on-one date this episode with none other than Nate. Now, her card to Nate read, quote, "Nate, meet me at my place. Love, Gabby. P.S. Bring a bathing suit." So Nate arrived at Gabby and Rachel's house. He actually ran into Rachel in the kitchen, and the three shared a glass of champagne before a helicopter descended onto the helipad outside their house and took them on a tour of LA. Now, I love these helicopter dates. I always think it's very romantic, especially when they kiss and they have to move their microphones out of the way, which they most certainly did. You could tell there was a lot of chemistry. There was a lot of comfort between the two of them. So I was automatically excited by what the future for Nate and Gabby would hold. They then also moved into a dinner portion of the night where Nate wanted to discuss with Gabby that he actually has a 6-year-old daughter. He had said earlier in an interview that the biggest part of him was his daughter, so he wanted to be honest and transparent about that. Now, we learned from Clayton's season that Gabby is close with her dad, but not necessarily her mom. So in an interview portion during this dinner scene, she did say that she had to think through if she was ready to be a mom, but she also knew that she didn't have to decide right then. She said, quote, "I've been afraid to be a mom sometimes because I think it would hurt too bad. He gives me the confidence to not be so scared." Now, the night ended with the two of them kind of dancing around and kissing, and they looked so happy after Gabby gave him her one-on-one rose. So I'm super optimistic to see what the future holds for Nate and Gabby. Again, I'm really hopeful that Rachel will have an even better second one-on-one date. But what did you guys think about the first one-on-one dates of the season? I'm really glad that these two have each other to lean on, to discuss these dates, to see each other date, get pointers, just have someone there to lean on, because I think that's definitely important and it helps them not feel so alone and isolated as the lead. But I want to know what you guys thought about what they did on the dates, their connections. Do you think Jordan V should have been given a chance, been given a rose, been given more time with Rachel? Or are you glad that she just cut it off when she wasn't feeling the connection? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and before you go, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on any future videos. I'm Allison Van Dam. My social handle is on the screen right now if you want to come give me a follow, come say hello. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!